What does it feel like to be back and better than ever?
Dude, my computer works. Like, it's freaking whoop, whoop, whoop. Y'all, we have had, not we, me. I have been having so many technical difficulties these past few weeks at this point. Weeks.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, just trying to record a freaking episode. So Sophia and I have tried to record twice now. And every time that we would try, my computer would just completely bug out. It would freeze up, it would shut off, it would restart, shut down, so on and so forth, literally every 5 minutes. So I kind of left it alone. I texted her and I was like, dude, my computer is bugging out. It had like the little rainbow ball thing that if you have a MacBook, you know. So I left it alone all weekend and I just let it charge. And I was like, okay, well, I let it completely die first. I was like, I'm going to let it completely die. And then I'm going to charge it and I'm going to leave it alone for basically as long as I can leave it alone for. And then we're going to try again. We tried again. It was even worse this time. So I said, you know what? I got to pull the trigger and I got to buy a new laptop. Well, new to me. She's refurbished, but she's beautiful. And I love her. But anyway,
Yeah, we're happy to be back. It's good to know that we've been missed. We've got a couple of messages. I was on live today and people were like, "Oh my gosh, when are you recording?" So
I know.
it's fan behavior, but we enjoy it. I'm kidding.
Well, we have people who care.
You actually did you get a good amount of responses on your Instagram story, you think?
We got a pretty decent amount of responses, honestly. Like a lot of things we could really talk about. And then I had a couple of random thoughts that I wrote down just kind of throughout the day. I'm trying to do that more because I'll be out and about and something will just pop into my head and I'm like, ooh, I got to remember that for the next episode. And then it's gone in like 30 seconds. So I got to write it all down.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got a bunch of really cool things. But before we do that, how are you? How's it going?
I'm doing well. I would say the most major thing that happened since we talked was probably me going to that influencer event.
I was gonna say Miss Influencer. Hey.
It was crazy. It was crazy. I went to a Shiseido event at a golf course in Atlanta. They were promoting their new sunscreen, so it was so fitting. It was so cute. The whole theme was Sun Club, and they had us out there on the golf course putting, chipping, driving, doing the whole, we went to the driving range, and it was really fun. I didn't know a single person. So at first, I don't know why in my pea brain, I was thinking oh, I'll just get there at it started at 10. I thought maybe I'll just get there at 11 or 12. Don't know what I was thinking. I ended up getting there at 10, of course, like any sane person would do, not knowing anyone, because if you get there and there's only 3 people there, it's easier to talk to 3 people than it is to walk into a room of 30 people and try to find your space and your spot and where you mesh. So when I got there, London and Olivia were the only other people there. And if you don't know them, they're on TikTok. I love them. I was kind of thinking in the back of my mind, I'm like, what other Atlanta influencers do I know? And I was like, maybe Beth Ann and Kaylee will be there. But I was like, that's kind of a stretch because they live in Athens. And I was like, maybe London and Olivia, this does seem like their vibe. It's very country club-esque. Sure enough, they were there. It was so wild.
Goodness.
And they were so nice.
I love that.
Olivia's so chatty. I tried not to be crazy, and because at one point London was talking about or Olivia was like, yeah, I'm terrible at golf. London is so good. She has so much experience, and London was like, oh, kind of no, it's really not that big of a deal. I am not that good. And I was like, I saw your video where you bought Olivia a whole golf set because you love golf so much and you played in college. And she's like, oh, well.
Oh, that's
I'm like,
so funny.
I can't help it.
Right.
But no, they were really good. The event was great. The alcohol was flowing. It was sunny. It was a little breezy.
Ooh,
and
beautiful.
I'm glad that I forced myself to do it because I probably wouldn't have. I don't know, a few months ago maybe. I probably would have anyways, but like I was still anxious. And then I called Brittany and we talked, and I told Brittany, I'm like, if you could go to Nashville for an entire event and you didn't know anyone, I can go down the street to an event and not know anyone.
They're so fun. It's kind of like that's the fun of it, is kind of, it's terrifying, don't get me wrong. I've been to an influencer event in almost a year at this point, but it's the thought of it is terrifying, but it's also riveting because you're like, I wonder who I'm going to see. It's like a surprise.
Yeah.
Like you never know. So it's like you show up and then you see all these people and you're just like, you know what I mean? Like, oh my God, I've watched your videos. So
it's so crazy.
It's
And also
surreal.
just the like seeing how much money they put into these things, and like literally free products everywhere on every table.
That's cool.
They had those little like metal golf buckets that they put all the golf balls in. They had them full of like mini Shiseido sunscreens like all over the place.
Oh,
and, like,
that's cool.
I was just seeing dollar signs everywhere.
I
I'm
love
like, this
that.
is crazy.
I love that.
But yeah, so that was good. Me stepping out of my comfort zone. You stepped out of your comfort zone and went dork.
I went dork.
Yeah. How do you like it?
I love it, to be honest with you. Like it makes my eye, like I never realized how much my eyes popped with it.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I've been like doing a couple of videos and like looking in the mirror and I'm like, my eyes look light green. Like that's crazy. And I never really realized, because when I had the blonde, it like lightened up my face, so it kind of took away from my eye color. So I do really love that. I just know that I'm going to miss it eventually. I know myself, because right now I'm like riding on that new high of like new hair. So you're like, ooh, yes, absolutely love it. But I know in like 2 or 3 months, I know for a fact that I'm going to miss it. But I've already talked to Bridget, my hairstylist, and I've already talked about maybe doing some like caramel little like baby like beak or something like that. Just to like kind of like give it a little bit of dimension, I guess, like later on down the road. But really for now, but that's going to be like way down the road, just because with my hair, the goal hopefully is to just not necessarily stop going back altogether, but not have to keep getting a gloss or a toner to kind of it be all one color. But I love the fact that it is all one color now, because my hair hasn't been all one color in easily 10 years.
Dang. So you've
been
always
that
had
long.
some sort of like highlight going on.
I've always had highlights. Well, that's a lie. Maybe like 9 years, because I got highlights for the first time in 2015, I think. I was going through a breakup, and I was like, I did like the reverse. Like normally I see some girls like when they go through a breakup, they just like dye their hair black and they're like, yay, you know, I'm post breakup, new me. But I almost did the opposite, and I got blonde highlights. So, and then from there, it just kind of went from just getting a couple little baby blonde highlights to bleaching my entire head. So
it is going to be hard, like that summer, like when you start to look at pictures of yourself a year ago in June and you were all blonde. I've already done it, because like my hair is dark blonde now technically, but I see myself with that like platinum blonde. I'm like, wow, she was hot. You can't deny it. You cannot deny.
I was looking through my photos today to find something to post on my Instagram story about topic questions, and I just happened to scroll past June of last year of me at the beach. I had blonde hair, and I had put pink in it at that time, like the little baby, like the pink peekaboo. And I was like, that looks so hot. I'm like, that looks so hot. But
luckily your hair grows so fast. Like whatever you do to it, it'll be fine.
Oh yeah, I love the fact that my hair is all one color. I love it. So I have absolutely no regrets whatsoever.
I feel like it makes you look more tan. Are we flirting flirting right now?
Are we about to kiss right now?
I really think it does. And I agree that
that.
it brings out your eyes. And I feel like it also opens up like a whole new color palette for you, because that pink on you and those greens and like the oranges, it looks entirely different against your skin. Have you seen those color matching videos on TikTok?
Yes.
I'm like, how does it change your entire face?
Honestly, I want to get color analysis done.
Yeah.
I genuinely do. But now that I feel like I have darker not darker features, but like darker aspects, I guess.
Yeah.
It'll bring out the brighter colors, and I love wearing bright colors. Cuz when I had the blonde and I wore black, it would bring out the blonde in my hair. So now it's like a little switcheroo, which I love, because I posted, I went to Goodwill today because I posted a little video of me kind of like showing off different outfits this morning, just kind of outfits that I've been wearing to work. And somebody commented and they were like, oh, you would pull off really like colorful vintage core or something. There's so many cores now that I don't really know. I was like, I don't know what that means.
Me either.
I was like, I'm going to go on Pinterest and I'm going to look it up. So I did. I went on Pinterest and I looked it up and I was like, it's basically just like fun pants and like patterned shirts. So it's almost like so if hypothetically, if I was wearing this sweater, I would find pants that were either like this color or this color to kind of almost like a monochromatic kind of moment.
Okay.
And so somebody commented that and I was like, honestly, that's a vibe. I'm obsessed. Like, I love that thought. So I went to Goodwill and I was like, if anybody's going to have some fun, funky, like kind of, or even some vintage shirts, like it's going to be good. It's going to be Goodwill. Like I'm going to have to thrift it. So if you can even count Goodwill as thrifting anymore, because each shirt that I bought was almost $10. So yeah,
what?
I know, dude, Goodwill's prices have increased so much. I found a pair of pants. They were charging $15 for them.
What on earth? What Goodwill were you going to?
Just a random one that was
in Richmond.
I just happened. Well, it was like surrounding Richmond. I just happened to be in the area of where I was like, I don't even remember where I was at, but I was done with work and I said, oh, I wonder if there's a Goodwill around here. And there was one like a mile away. So I was like, I'm just going to go to that one instead of going out of my way to go to another one. Dude, freaking crazy.
Where do they think we are in LA? I remember going like a few months ago and I was kind of upset that the shirts were $6.99. Like most of the shirts were $6.99. Even the t-shirts were like $5.99.
Yep.
And it just, I'm like,
I remember when they used to be like $2 or $3.
Yeah. I mean, when I think thrifting, I'm thinking dirt cheap.
Yep.
That's insane to me. Did you find any pants?
I didn't find any pants. There was this one pair of like powder pink slacks.
Cute.
I know, but the measurements were just completely off. And it sucked because I'm like, these are my exact measurements. And because finding out what like your waist measurement and your inseam measurement is the best thing that I could have ever done for myself. Just because fashion is like, women's fashion especially is so odd that it's like, oh, I could be a small at this place, but a freaking XXL at this place. So as soon as I found my waist measurement and my inseam measurement, it's been the best. I always go to the size chart and I'm like, okay, where is my waist? There it is. That's why I need that size. So I was like, oh, perfect. These are my measurements. They wouldn't even go over my butt. I'm like, are these for children? Like, honestly, but I ended up I found a Urban Outfitters shirt, which I thought was fun. And then I found this really cute, like short sleeve button up, like bright patterned shirt. I have a lot of those and I've been really enjoying wearing them, and I kind of do like the half tuck thing.
Yeah.
So with some like baggy jeans or something, it's been a vibe.
I saw your reel. I thought it was really, really cute. Your little
Thanks.
like, because you don't really post reels on your Instagram.
I've been trying to switch it up a little bit.
Yeah, I like it.
Thanks.
I think women have body issues for a million reasons, but one of them
Facts.
is definitely the inconsistency in sizing. I was like whining about it the other day on my TikTok because I went to Zara
I remember
and
seeing that.
one size of the pants was like perfect, and then I got a different pair of pants in the exact same size, and I literally couldn't get them over my one single thigh. So I
Right.
got a bunch of clothes from Princess Polly today. Luckily, they all like fit, but some of the pants, like I got them all in the same size. Some of them were like, whoa, this is tight. Like I definitely couldn't wear this to eat Italian. But some of them were like, okay, this is great. So it's like, how are we supposed to live out here? Especially with pants, because that's the worst thing to shop for. Like you have to try them on, and it's so unfortunate because I hate trying clothes on.
Same.
But I also know that like I'll probably never go return it if I don't try it on.
Literally, like the fluorescent lights, it's hot. There are
Shadows
people,
on your face. You
shadows
look
on your
ugly.
face. There's people all around you. You can't have a moment. You can't talk to yourself. You just can't have, like, if you start crying, you got to be quiet about it. You know what I mean? It's just like,
Have you cried in a dressing room before?
for sure. Absolutely. Are you kidding me?
I can't think of a time that I have, but I don't want to say that I
queen.
haven't.
Yes, ma'am. That's why whenever I go try on clothes, I go to like the back corner, all
If
the
I'm
way
crying,
in
I
the
have to be
back.
quiet.
So if I cry, I can just kind of like.
That's so funny.
Yes, ma'am. I
Okay.
100% cried.
I saw a video the other day. This girl went to Aritzia. You know what Aritzia is?
I think so. I think
It's
I've heard
just-
about like their jumpsuits or something.
I would say it's like a really elevated Zara. Like it's
perfect.
just a lot of basics, cute
So, like,
stuff,
$30 for a tank top.
probably more.
Perfect. Love that.
They do not have mirrors in their dressing rooms. They force you to use a communal mirror inside of the fitting room. So they have 2 rows of little rooms. You go and you try on your stuff, and then you have to walk out and be judged by God and your mother and everyone else in front of the same mirror. Everyone's sharing the same mirror. Why? What is there a shortage? Why can we not throw a mirror in every dressing room? They're like $10 at Walmart.
I was about to say there's some at the local Walmart right up the street.
And you know the ones from college with like the paper backs on them, like the cheapest, like the Walmart Essentials, $8.
Yup.
Nothing to it other than literally nailing that command, stripping it onto the wall.
You
What's-
stand too far back and it's all distorted like a fun.
I mean, I would rather use a clown mirror than go outside
Facts.
in my busted can of biscuits looking skirt. Like, what if everything's all wrong and you can't even tell?
What if
'Cause
the
you can't
zipper
see it.
busts? What if the zipper busts?
Like, what is this form of torture?
Honestly, God bless. That sounds absolutely miserable.
Why would they not put mirrors in their fitting rooms?
Because are they like a embrace the skin you're in kind of place?
I
Or
don't know
is
who
this
they
like
are,
a-
but I don't agree with them.
Oh, daggone it. That's what they're like, women supporting other women. It's like, okay. No, I want my own fitting room. I want to cry in peace.
Dude, you know Brandy Melville, right?
I was literally about to bring that up.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Oh, well, there's just like a little HBO doc coming out about Brandy Melville and their whole like one size only clothing, which is
Yeah.
like so, I mean, I kind of admire, like if you're only gonna sell one size, like go for it. Like they did not conform. They're not doing the whole like beauty has no size. Like after all these years, I feel like at some point any other company would like give in and do like
Right.
small, medium, large, like or something minimal. You know, it's just like the bare minimum. They won't do it. They refuse. So it's like I kind of like, okay, go off, but also
Right.
like that's rude.
Right, like that. Like, what's is it?
I don't. Yeah, I don't know, but like apparently there's a bunch of tea in the documentary about how like they're a bad company to work for, and like they put like certain like their like black employees or like Latina employees, like they put them in the back stocking shelves, and they had the skinny white girls out in the front greeting everyone. Oh yeah.
No. I'm intrigued.
I know, me too. So I don't know when it's dropping, but it's going to be on HBO Max.
Okay, I'm pretty sure I have HBO Max.
What have you heard about it? You just like knew it was coming out.
I just knew it was coming out. And there was this girl that she apparently like went in there one day, and an employee like came up to her and was like, oh, have you ever thought about like getting a job here or blah blah blah, like basically recruited her when she walked in the door. But then on the job application she had to like put her Instagram handle, and that's how they reached out to her. They didn't ask for an email, they asked for an Instagram handle, and that's how they reached out to her for an interview or something like that. It was a while ago when I saw that video, but apparently that's how she got a job at, what is it, Brandy Melville?
Yeah, Melville.
Okay. Melville?
That's odd.
I've never been into one because I don't even think we have one in Richmond.
Yeah, I've never been into one either. I do have one Brandy Melville shirt. I got it from Uptown Cheapskate, and it was like $5.
Perfect.
But I think that going into a Brandy Melville would probably be my first, if not my third time crying in a dressing room. Like
probably my 13th reason.
I just feel like I would probably shed a tear in there.
Honestly, I probably wouldn't even I feel like if I stepped foot, I'd burst into flames. But anyway, okay, there is one thing, I wrote it down. There is one thing that that has been all over my TikTok right now, this is what I wanted to bring up to you. Jojo Siwa.
Yes.
I should have known better. Oh my God. Did you know she didn't write it?
Yeah.
Okay, so you did hear about that. My jaw was on the freaking floor when first of all, the original one is so much better.
Oh, I'm like, it was Britt Smith or something.
Yes.
I'm like, why did she not drop this? Fire.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, she could have been an easily a early 2000s pop icon if she would have posted that.
Yeah.
But it's so funny because Jojo Siwa is when I was in the studio writing Karma, it's like you may have added a couple ad libs, but have you seen the one where she's in the studio? The producer's like, oh, she's raspy today.
Yes.
I'm like,
and I cringed.
Me too. I was like, she's raspy every day. The dream guest on my podcast?
My ex.
Let's spice things up. Let's bring my ex.
Oh, it's terrible because like she's only benefiting from all of this.
Oh,
I mean,
sure.
like
Absolutely.
She rules CapCut right now. Like every edit of her,
Dude.
every like people are dressing up as her and lip syncing her terrible quotes that she has. Like
she's trolling all the way to the bank. She's trolling all. We are single-handedly funding Jojo Siwa's checking account.
I may as well just Venmo her.
We might as well just what is that? Oh my God! Not Hotwire. Hotwire my funds over.
Wait, what do you? You hotwire a car?
You hotwire a car.
I'm like, I've heard that word somewhere. Yeah,
God.
I was shocked when that came out. I'm like, how are you going to sit there and say like, oh, when I was writing this song, knowing full well that, oh, and if someone's listening to this and they don't know the background, this girl, Jojo Siwa, who used to be on Dance Moms, and then she became like a Haribo girly, and then she slapped her face on like every product possible and like sold everything in Walmart, and now she's like millions and millions of dollars. She came out with this song and was doing some interviews talking about, oh, when I was in the studio writing it, or my inspiration for writing this song, this, that, and the other. Turns out she didn't write the song. Someone else wrote the song back in like 2009 or something, and she bought the rights to the song and then kind of edited it, tweaked it a little bit, and released it. So she did not, in fact, write the song.
Insane. The fact that the internet, Jojo Siwa works hard, but the internet works harder. That's all that I have to say about that. Like, it's so fun, but people will go to great lengths
Yeah.
on the internet to prove somebody wrong. So if you post something on the internet knowing that it's a lie, you better have every single little bit of evidence wiped from existence in order to prove you wrong. I'm so serious.
No,
'Cause
you're right.
People will find out. Like, those accounts, like, I know it's random, but there's this guy, people will like take a video in a field or something, and they'll be like, find me, and he will find them.
That's terrifying.
Well, I know, because the guy, like, I mean, that's his thing. Like, he finds
Yeah.
people. So, like, people, like, in the middle of, like, a random field in Idaho will do, like, a little quick panorama of, like, their background behind them. And it's a generic, like, building, maybe a water tower and, like, some corn or something. And he will just use context clues and like geographical kind of like where the sun is, like in the background, and is the video inverted, is it not inverted, like things like that. And he will figure out time zones, and he will pinpoint exactly where they are. And it's honestly, it's scary, but it's like, it's insane.
That is crazy because we always feel like, oh, we're being so safe. Like, well, I'm
Oh
not
yeah,
posting like my house, but like if you're posting around your house, like if someone's crazy enough, they can figure it out.
for sure, for sure.
That kind of ties into what I was talking to you about before we started recording. I got a video on my For You page about this girl mentioning something like, oh, when you get a house, or like when you win a house from an influencer and then they take it back from you.
Wow.
And when I saw that, I was like, oh my gosh, the Trade Me project. Back in 2020, when like TikTok and all this stuff started, this girl traded a bobby pin up to a house. And I remember like I was so locked into this series because it was like the only thing I had to live for at that point. And she did indeed trade a bobby pin up to a house, and she
Yep.
like documented all of her, like a vacuum cleaner, then an Xbox, then a car, like all this stuff. So then this girl comes on saying, well, she took the house away from me, I want it, she took it away from me. Baby, receipts don't lie. Receipts do not lie. This
Yep.
woman came out with a 5-minute video. I still haven't finished it yet. I have like 30 or 45 seconds left. But yeah, basically this girl was going on the internet trying to cry a river for no reason. She got this house taken away from her because she never moved into the house after 14 months of winning it. Like, never actually moved in. She was only there for a couple of weeks, if maybe like 1 week. And I guess the house was in Arkansas, but she lives in Pennsylvania, and she never completed the move. She went down there to accept the house and get the keys, but then went back to Pennsylvania to pack up her stuff and just like never got her together to move back down there. Left the house in complete disarray, left stuff in the fridge, left the window open in like the bedroom or something, and left trash everywhere because she had like began moving in, so there was stuff all over this house. But she lived there for a week, so she did produce trash, and then she left and never took care of it. All the food in the fridge rotted, everything in the sink had like maggots on it. Like, so why is she gonna come on the internet? Well, she took the house away from me. Like, oh my, I can't believe she let you go 14 months. I would have taken it the next month. Like, are you
Facts.
gonna move in or not?
Honestly, I would have given her at least a week. After a week, I'd be like, sorry, not sorry. Blocked. It's my house now. Like,
Crazy.
what? Hello?
And this girl's 19,
Wild.
so I bet it was stressful as a 19-year-old trying to figure out how to move states and stuff. But it's a free house. Do you know what
Get
I would
that.
do for a free? I would walk across states for a free house.
There's a lot that I would do for a free house. If she didn't want to move and live there, get the house signed into your name and frickin' sell it. Hello? She could sell it for double its value and then pocket the frickin' money. Hello?
So many things that she could have done differently. I don't
Dude,
even.
she fumbled, dude. She's gonna
She
look back
did.
and be so mad at herself in like 5 years. She's gonna be so angry when she's renting an apartment for $2,500 a month.
Literally.
She's gonna be screaming But
I can't wait to go down the rabbit hole after we get off this podcast and
I
see if
love
she
that.
like responded or something.
Ooh,
But
big fan.
yeah, I was like, how are you going to post this on the internet thinking that this woman isn't going to come and read you for filth?
Honestly.
When she has every message, every correspondence, all the videos. She took a video walking into the house for the first time. She started crying in the front yard because this woman, like, I think she kind of redid the house. Like, she kind of spruced it up and, like, because
Wow.
she traded it and it wasn't fully finished.
Right.
And yeah, she did like a big reveal and like put time and work into this house. And then she walked in and there were bugs everywhere and trash and like all that. And she just
Oh,
like,
that would have destroyed me.
mm-hmm.
That's awful.
Yeah. Be sure your sins will find you out. That's what my
No.
mom always said.
I love that. Speaking of destroying, did you hear that good old Gary and Teresa are getting the good old divorce, the divorcees?
3 months.
That's insane. Well, granted, I heard through the grapevine that they never lived together after the wedding.
Oh.
Yeah, they like had the wedding and then they went their separate ways.
Oh, okay.
They were technically married, but then she lived wherever she lives and he stayed wherever he was.
I was reading through the comments on because I saw it this morning and I texted Brittany the picture because I remember Brittany saying that she loved watching The Golden Bachelor and I didn't
did.
really know much about it. I just like knew the gist, but I was even shocked about it. I saw that like one of them lived in New Jersey, one of them lived in Indiana, and a lot of the comments were talking about that the distance was the issue. But I'm like, if you actually love someone, you'll get over it or you'll figure
Right.
it out or you'll
Right.
make some sort of like I don't know, it just seems like shady a little bit. Like what's the real tea?
Honestly, because it's like because when I was watching it, there were all of the women that were involved had children and grandchildren. So they were like, I don't want to leave my grandchildren. And he was like, I don't want to leave my grandchildren. So that was my first initial thought too. Like even before he picked Teresa, they got married, blah blah blah. In my head, I was thinking, I was like, these three women all live in completely different states. I was like, I wonder how that's gonna work. I wonder how the living arrangements are gonna be. Because if you find a companion in your area, la di da. But if you marry somebody, they like I just feel like the whole marriage was in reality, like after, the fact that they're getting divorced 3 months later, that's a publicity stunt.
100%.
And in the last episode, so it was between Teresa and I can't remember the other woman's name. It's going to drive me nuts. I can't remember her name. But he was telling this other woman that he was like, I'm in love with you. You're my girl. Like, I can see myself growing. Like, I mean, they're already old, but like, I consider myself like, growing older with you, like,
Yeah.
whatever, and he was saying all of this stuff to her. Leslie, that was her name. He was like, Leslie, I'm in love with you. Like, he was like, Leslie, you're my girl. Like, I have a strong feeling I'm going to choose you. Like,
He
just
said that?
oh yeah, like something along those lines, but something about like I have a good feeling about us, like things like that. So that man said that with his whole chest. And then what's crazy is that in the in the last couple of episodes, when like it was the last two women and they were on this like retreat or something in like Costa Rica or something, that was like the fantasy suite, and but it just happened to be in Costa Rica. And at that point he had told Leslie that he was like, I'm in love with you, like you're my girl, blah blah blah. And then when he was hanging out with Teresa, he was very standoffish, like wasn't really speaking a bunch, like wasn't very like touchy feely, whatever. But then when Teresa would see him, she would just light up and like run and jump in his arms, and like she was like all in it from day one. So but at dinner he even made a comment, like during one of like the interview, like like the random little like blurb of an interview, like during the episode or whatever. he mentioned that he was like, I was a little, standoffish with Teresa because like I am in love with Leslie.
Oh.
And then she started talking about her career. I can't remember what she does, but it's Miss Moneybags. What she does, she brings
Oh.
in a lot of freaking money. So as soon as she started talking about her career, his eyes freaking lit up.
Uh-uh.
And his whole body language changed. And he said, just hearing Teresa talk about her career and all the hard work that she's done and blah 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 blah, it really just made me see her in a new light. I'm like, all right, Kermit, like
You literally
that's
sound exactly like
isn't that insane? Like freaking Kermit the Frog, but like maybe Kermit's grandfather. But like it's insane that I saw it immediately. I was like, his whole body language completely freaking changed as soon as she started bringing up the fact that she's like 74 and she's still working, but she's about to
Dang.
be she apparently she said that she was about to retire. I think, if I'm remembering correctly. If I'm not, please let me know. But yeah, so it's the second that she started talking about her career, he made a whole complete 180 and chose her.
Now, so I read through the little article that they wrote, and they mentioned that after filming, a woman came out and said that she had been in a relationship with Gary in between when his wife died and when he went on the show. Did you know that?
I I saw that it was like it maybe lasted like a few months or something. It's been a
Yeah,
while since I read the article.
I think it was short-lived, but it was less than 3 months after his wife died. And
Mm-hmm.
he was saying, and the woman released like text messages and stuff, and he was saying apparently like that he loved her or something, that he was like head over heels for this woman only a few months after his wife died. And they
Wild.
never mentioned that in the actual Bachelor. Like they made it seem like he was widowed or whatever the male version is, the entire time between her dying and then him going on the show. So I thought that was kind of sus. But I think that they need to do something where they have all these people from the same state, because you're right. Like when grandmothers have their grandbabies and stuff, like they don't want to leave them. That's their whole thing. Like grandparents love to be around or near their grandparents or grandkids. Usually they do. At least all of these women seem like they did. So I think
Yeah.
that could be like something that they change if they ever do it again. Personally, if I was producing The Golden Bachelor, this is what I would do. But just like get everyone from the same state to kind of eliminate that issue. But also, again, if you guys want to be together so bad, like you'll try to make it work
Exactly.
if you really love each other.
Exactly, because there was one woman. Her name was Joan. She's my favorite. I follow her on TikTok. She's a queen. I love her. Her name is Joan. I just thought that she was just so fabulous, and I love her voice. Like the tone of her voice is just like it's so soothing. I love it. She left in the middle of the season.
Oh, that woman. Okay.
Yeah, 'cause she was like, my daughter needs me, and I'm a mom first. And the fact that the one mom missed her daughter's wedding to be on this crusty show,
Uh-uh.
you didn't know that?
No.
This one woman literally missed her daughter's wedding to be on this crusty show. And it's not funny, but it's actually kind of hilarious. Gary, from the beginning, he preached about how much family means to him. He's like, family means the world to me, whatever. Family, he loves his family.
Yeah.
And then I guess it was like a producer or somebody trying to stir the pot told Gary that one of the women, I can't remember her name, that she is missing her daughter's wedding to be here. So he immediately was like, I need to talk to her. So he pulled her aside and he was like, so a little bird told me that you're missing your daughter's wedding to be here. And she was like, yeah, Gary. She said, my daughter and I, we had this conversation, and she said that her daughter said, Mom, I found my guy. You need to go find your guy, or something like that. and as like a gift or something, because apparently when you're on The Bachelor, you're not allowed to have your phone or like talk to anybody,
Right.
which I didn't know. Which makes a lot of sense now that I think about it. But apparently, like as a surprise, the producer like brought out her cell phone so they could like FaceTime on her wedding day or something. And she like introduced Gary to her daughter. She's like, "This is my daughter," and like blah blah blah. He booted her off in that next elimination round. Like, in that elimination round, she got the boot.
Oh my gosh, savage.
I was like, it was at that moment that as soon as, because if you could just see his facial expression when she was explaining why she was missing her daughter's wedding, he was like, like, be for real, goodbye. Like, you know, you would miss your daughter's wedding for this? If my mom missed my wedding to go on some crusty TV dating show, I would be so upset.
No, I mean, it's not a for sure thing. Like, your mom could have missed your wedding and then got kicked off the next week, and that's what it sounds like happened.
That's exactly what happened.
I would be pissed.
Off.
No way. No. Unless it's a for sure, like, I'm going to meet my soulmate, like, we've been talking for 10 years, long distance, we're finally closing the gap. Like, unless it's a for sure thing, you need to be there. It's so sus. Like, I want to know the tea so bad. I also think it's so interesting that they decided to announce their divorce on Good Morning America. Right. That's why I'm like, I can't take anything seriously nowadays, because obviously, like, this was a publicity stunt. Even the divorce was a publicity stunt. Like, absolutely, sitting down for this interview saying we're getting the marriage dissolved. I guess it's so early on in the marriage that, like, they can get it annulled and pretend like it never even happened.
And they're like, apparently they still love each other. I'm
whatever.
Like, if you actually did, then like, save it. Save it for the cameras. I hope they do a Golden Bachelorette.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Wholeheartedly wish that I want them to do a Golden Bachelorette so badly. Ugh. How wholesome.
They just need to get people from like the same general area.
Kind of like, you know, Married at First Sight?
Yeah.
They do it per state.
Oh, that's smart.
They need to do the Bachelor, the U.S. Bachelor state edition.
Yeah.
Where everybody lives in the same place. Because that would make the most sense logically, but what do I know?
Exactly. And logical just doesn't seem to be the theme nowadays. Nope. Especially concerning Miss Gypsy Rose and her recent divorce as well.
She has just gone down the rabbit hole. I feel bad for her, to be honest with you.
I don't know how I feel about her. Like, I will say I thought it was kind of crazy that, well, I can't even say that, because like when I was in jail, if I was in jail, I would be talking to the walls. Like, I would need to talk to someone so bad. So like, I see why she found this man and probably thought that she was in love with him, because that's all that she had at the moment, besides the other girlie she's in jail with. Right. So yeah, she probably did marry this man, but like, I don't think she was expecting the fame when she got out of jail. And I think she just quickly realized that there's like so much more out there than this guy that wrote her in jail. And maybe she got scared. Like, maybe she just, I don't even know what the difference is. And apparently it's going to come out in the Lifetime whatever, like, docuseries that she's doing. And even Ryan, the man who she's divorcing, mentioned that it'll all be shown on the show, like how it happened. He said, I want to say that he hinted at he didn't see it coming at all. Like, she hit him out of nowhere. We're getting a divorce.
That poor man.
I know. And now she's back with her other man that she was talking to in jail.
Good Lord.
I
feel like the only reason that I remotely have any sort of sympathy for her is the fact that I feel like she doesn't have, like, where is her family with all of this? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
if I was spiraling like that, and my family wasn't like, hey, babe, let's reel it back in, let's relax, whatever. But, like, I feel like she just doesn't have any sort of guidance about anything. They're just throwing her out into the wild. And then they're throwing a camera in front of her for the
Yeah.
views.
I
Like,
don't
that.
even I don't know where she
I don't
lives.
know.
I know her family's in like Louisiana,
Louisiana.
but I don't know. I don't. I think it's so sad. I think for that guy because he seemed like he truly did love her and
Right.
want to be with her, and I feel like that was probably his biggest fear is that like she was going to come out of jail and not love him anymore. And then that when it happened,
Jeez. Right.
that's
I just,
traumatic.
I like, okay, so she claims that she's doing being like the support for Munchausen's by proxy, the victims of people with Munchausen's by proxy. So I love that she's doing that because it's such a niche group that, they could definitely feel like they're outsiders. So, coming up with that support group or like, traveling around and doing conferences or whatever. Like, I feel like I don't know. It coulda, woulda, shoulda in reality, but it's like, I feel like if she would have just gotten out of prison and just learned how to be a functional adult for like a year, and then if she were to come out a year later and be like, I'm here to tell my side of the story a year later, to where she could get a level head and just function in society, then I feel like that this would have gone a lot better for her. But the next day after she got out of prison, people are flying her out to places. She's doing interviews. She's basically getting invited to award shows. She's basically getting the influencer treatment. Like a week or basically almost the next day after she's freaking gotten out of prison, which is another culture shock. Like, she has had one culture shock after another. So I feel like she's freaking spiraling and she feels like she has no control over her life. So she's like, I'm going to do whatever I want to do. I'm going to just branch off and do whatever. That's why that is the only reason why I feel remotely bad for her, is because I feel like everybody is just dangling a carrot in front of her and using and exploiting her troubles for money and for attention.
Yeah. I agree. I feel like she should have had a year or like something to it's just so much so fast. So much. I mean, and like doing all those interviews, doing the TV shows. Also at some point she can I don't want to say she can only tell her story so many times, but like while she was in prison, they already made documentaries about her. They already made TV shows about her. So I don't know. It's hard. I mean, I can't imagine. She was in there for like 7 years. So much has changed. So much. She definitely needs some sort of adjustment period of like just complete relaxation and quiet and like getting into the real world. And it's also odd to me. I also saw that she got a nose job. Slay. Love that for her. I love that she's like, doing things for herself.
Yes.
I still think it's like odd that she went back to the guy that she broke up with in prison. Like there's a million other people out there. Like you don't have to be with the guy who you were talking with in prison, but like
Right.
she probably doesn't even know that. Like she's never been on the dating scene in the real world. Like this is her time. I feel like she should be single. I don't like
Focusing
I don't
on
suggest,
herself.
but
She is just now discovering Snapchat filters. Let the girl breathe.
oh, seriously.
Let the girl freaking breathe.
Oh my gosh, poor Gypsy. I hope
Bless
we
her
don't see the
heart.
downfall.
Oh God, I hope she just doesn't end up back in prison.
God,
I feel
mean,
like that would be terrible.
yeah. I don't know what she could go back for unless she like starts getting into like hard drugs and stuff, but
Bless her heart, or like violating her parole.
I saw
something.
Winona Judd. Did you know Winona Judd?
I do.
Her daughter just got arrested. Like,
Oh, sick.
I didn't even know that she had a daughter. I don't really know much about her. I just thought about it because of prison. But like, I saw on the Daily Mail Snapchat thing today that
Speaking of prison,
her daughter got arrested in Alabama.
Wow.
She's got like tattoos all over her face and piercings and like all this stuff. And not that that
Hi.
means that someone's a criminal if they have tattoos all over their face. But I was just shocked because I feel like Winona Judd is like kind of like the opposite of that.
Right.
And she has like a kid, and like Winona's taking care of the kid because the mom keeps going in and out of prison, and it's
Jeez.
they arrested her on the side of the road for standing out there with a sign that said "Ride for a Ride."
Oh, great day.
Mm-hmm.
Hi.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I know.
Now
I
that
was
your
like,
mother is literally one of the richest people, like, hi.
and
she's
you're
Winona
literally
Judd.
just standing there like waving on the side of the road, like, I'm doing something illegal, arrest me. Like,
Hi.
you could at least not have a sign, or like maybe make it like a little more obscure.
What happened to hello?
How are you?
My name is.
Oh my god, you know that's from Real Housewives of Atlanta?
Is it?
Yes, I watched it in real life.
Isn't that the best when there's like a pop culture meme or something and you don't know what it's about and then you listen to it organically and you're like, oh, that's where it's from. But
yes,
speaking of influencer, I brought this up to Sophia before we started recording. There is one influencer that is definitely growing on me. When I first started watching her, or when she first started kind of like popping up on my For You page, I was like, she kind of gets on my nerves. So I was like, I don't. But lately, every video, like I'm this close to following her because of the content that she's been putting out.
you still haven't followed her.
I haven't followed her yet, but she is like every other video on my For You page is her. So I just watch them. And then I just keep scrolling. And then I go to her account and I consider it and I'm like, and then I just keep going. I'm
holding out.
I'm probably going to follow her at some point. Darcy?
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Darcy.
Yes, Darcy McQueen. I've told you about her.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. But
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. When I first like popped up on TikTok, her like the just like the monotone, no emotion, like my Amazon storefront. I'm like, that drives me nuts. I was like, I can't. But obviously, I'm not gonna make a comment. I'm not that person. Like, I am the person that if something drives me insane and I just don't vibe with it, I'm gonna keep freaking scrolling. Take a lesson, but take a lesson and learn. But lately, the videos that she's been posting, like she's showing more of her personality. She's doing all these like fun like eating videos and fun vlogs, and she just bought a house in Virginia, and and all of this like super cool. And like now when I see a video, I'm like, oh, Darcy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I love it. It's like a full circle.
That is full circle. I follow her. I did go ahead and hit the follow many years ago. I'm kidding. But she has started showing more of her personality now. And a lot of the comments are like, thank God, this is the content we wanted. It's like refreshing because her stuff is so like, she has created her brand so specific and to her videos that like, even I don't even know if you notice, like every time she shows a product, she moves the product to the front of the screen. She moves it back and forth, or she'll move it up and down. Like she's like, never just standing there talking. Exactly. Yeah. She's always moving something in your face. She's shaking her head. She's up and down. She's got her hands in the, I'm going to Tuscaloosa. Da, da, da. Like she knows how to engage an audience. 100%. Sure. So yeah, but I can see how like, and I won't even lie, like sometimes her videos I'm like, okay, I can't deal with this right now. But her voice like is so monotone. But seeing more of her personality has been nice. But also I'm like, whenever I see her, I'm like, oh my God, she has so much money. That's all I can think about. She has so much money.
So much money. Literally same. I think about that with Alex Earl. Every time that Alex Earl pops up on my For You page, I'm like, God, the amount of money that woman probably has.
So much. I usually just think about like her Amazon storefront. Like, if she never got another brand deal again, she would be set on Amazon. I feel like she's close to being a millionaire. Darcy.
I'd be surprised if she's already not a millionaire.
Because I know how much I can make on my Amazon storefront in a good month.
Right.
Less, like, I think probably my best months have been like a few $1,000s, and that's been
queen.
well, it's like Prime month, like, and that was maybe like last year or like the year before. Like it can get high, but like also that's me in my best month. My best month is probably her worst day. Like
Right.
her worst day. She's like scraping change off the ground that day because she probably makes, I would say, 30 to 50K a month just off of Amazon. And
sure.
I'm not good at guessing, but like that just seems right. And it might even be more.
Yes, probably.
Because you see how many views her videos get. She gets at least 1 million on every video.
Every single video. Absolutely.
I can't even, like, cashing out that money. Oh my gosh.
I couldn't even imagine. Like, we need to get on our Zoom. We need to get on our Zoom.
We need to get on our Zoom. Now, I will say that she is paying a lot in taxes. It's tax season, queen. Where you at? Where you at? Have you filed?
Girl, no.
Girl, it's
I know.
3 days.
I don't
Wait, but you have an accountant, right?
Sure.
Oh.
I do. I have a place. Oh. I try not to think about it. I had a meltdown about it in therapy the other day, but I have a place where I go and kind of like just give all of my things and say, here you go.
Yeah.
Have fun. And I even told myself this year that I wasn't going to repeat what I did last year and wait until the week of. And
so you haven't turned in anything yet?
Nope.
Brittany!
Not a single thing. Not a
That's
singular
crazy.
W-2 or a singular 1099. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I have everything together, ready to go. I just haven't done it yet.
Do you do like a deductibles or anything like that?
I have no idea.
Like, because you do 1099 stuff, you can...
Oh, yeah. I have a whole binder full of receipts.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. I have a whole binder full of
good.
receipts. Yeah, so I could just hand him my entire binder and say, have fun.
Yeah. Okay,
But
well, at least you have everything together. That's better.
I do. It's just doing it is scary because of the amount of money that I'm probably going to have to owe again. And every time tax season comes around, I just want to cry.
Yeah.
And I do cry every time tax season comes around. But, you know, and then every brand deal that I get, I'm like, oh, God, the taxes. Every single time I'm like, oh, the taxes. Okay, I'll do it. Sure.
My dad always told me, like, put a third of it away. Just,
Yep.
like, immediately put a chunk of change away. Yeah, I can't, like, and then I think about, like, how much do you think Darcy pays in taxes?
God, I couldn't even
She probably pays, like, 80K, I would say.
Oh, God, that makes me want to throw up. That makes me want to throw up.
It's just such a random number, but I'm like trying to think, like, if she makes well over 6 figures, like, it is a lot of, because I mean, I'm completely 1099. I have no W-2 income at all. So I pay ridiculous money in taxes. This will be my second year doing it. And I know how much I pay. I'm like, that girl's got to be close to 6 figures just of like tax money or something.
Oh,
but then she
for
also
sure.
probably has a bunch of deductibles and is like able to knock it down. But my tax lady sent me my like estimated, because I do quarterly payments. She sent me an email being like, hey, this is how much you need to pay in federal and like Georgia tax. Let us know if we can auto draft it from your account. And I saw those numbers. I X'd out of the email and just went on my merry way because I simply could not. I could not deal with it. And then she emailed me the next day and was like, hey, let us know if we can auto draft this out of your account. I'm like, stop. Like,
ma'am,
you're stressing me out.
Leave me alone.
I have till the 15th. Like, oh my gosh.
Which is why I haven't filed yet.
Right.
My tax lady email, well, the lady that's like the front desk lady, she's like, hey girl. I'm like, please stop calling me.
Please let me do this on my own time.
I'm like, let me just file an extension, take the L, pay the fee, and could all this be avoided? Yes. But I am the way that I am for a reason.
it is what it is. And sometimes I forget that like not everyone's my friend, and I wanted to respond to her and be like, hey, like so sorry I saw that email and like immediately didn't want anything to do with it, so ignored it for a few days. But yeah, I guess you can auto draft. I guess you can auto draft it. And they're like, if you want, like, let us know how much you want to pay. I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna have to pay the whole thing. Like, I'm not gonna say, well, I only want to pay half. Like,
Can I just pay half?
like I'm gonna get penalized or something. But yeah, they already have to like file an extension and
Wild.
And I submitted my stuff, I want to say like mid-March.
Yeah,
so,
dude.
And they already have to do an extension.
Yep. I mean, obviously I'm gonna have to do an extension. There's just no way.
There's no way, Brittany.
Unless I do TurboTax. But even then, I'm not doing TurboTax. Because I will never forget the one time that this is when Ryan and I's TikTok really blew up. We were on the Creator Fund at one point, and I did my taxes myself, TurboTax, and I remember calling my mom in tears because of the amount of money that I had to give, and I was like, Mom, like this just doesn't seem right. This doesn't look right. And then that's when she referred me to where she takes her taxes to get done. And so when I did that, it was right, but maybe just like a little bit off. But then we deducted a lot of stuff, so it was a little bit better. But regardless, I was like, there ain't no way.
No.
I was like, there ain't no way. So yeah.
Word to the wise, if anyone on here is listening and like has started doing influencing and has started getting some brand deals, or maybe you're thinking about it, do not blow the money.
No.
You have to at least put a third of it away and don't touch it at all, because they are going to come back and ask for the money, and you're going to have to give it. There's no way you can get around it. Like, it's going to have to get paid somehow. So just be as smart as you can.
Yes. Because,
please,
Lord,
I can't even imagine owing the IRS like $20,000 and not having it. Like, I wouldn't be able to sleep at night.
No.
I don't know what I do.
Apparently, they do have payment plans, and apparently they're pretty lax when it comes to payment plans. So, from what I've heard through the grapevine.
Well, thank God.
I know. So, but still, if I
that's like, it's like my student loan payments. Like, I owe like close to $30,000, and I'm like paying like $150 a month. Like, I'm doing nothing. Yeah. I may as well be sending in the change that I can collect from the bottom of my car every month. Like, it's not even making a dent.
Nope. Not at all.
Still gotta pay it though.
Still gotta pay it down. God, that stresses me out.
I know. Right?
I gotta do it though.
Yeah. You'll be fine.
I know.
Somehow. Some way.
I'm gonna send all my stuff on Monday, and they're gonna call me and be like, "Really?" I'll be like, "Hey, hi."
You wanted to hear from me so bad. Here I am.
Better late than never. Hello.
Wow, guys, Brittany and I are gonna see each other soon.
I know.
This is a podcast exclusive. If you're listening, you know.
Surprise, shawty. I gotta clean my house.
Yeah.
I gotta clean my house.
You know,
when are you coming? I know when you're coming. I know, but it's bad. I need to at least tidy up, spruce it up a smidgen.
We got to pick out our outfits.
We do. I have no idea what I want to do. No idea.
Me either. But I'm so excited because I just like love a good photo shoot. I can't help it.
Me too.
And I love the theme that we're doing this time as well.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be so good.
Okay, well, you guys watch out. It's like relatively soon.
Yeah. It's very soon.
Is it? Yeah. Okay. I just looked at the calendar. It's very soon.
It's like
almost next week.
That's crazy.
What?
I'm pulling up my calendar right now. It's literally not next weekend, but the weekend after, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Crazy.
Wow.
I gotta add that to my calendar so I don't forget.
Yeah, please don't.
I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna forget. That's important.
It's okay. I wouldn't let you. I would hitchhike to your house and bust down your door.
Honestly, you're gonna knock and be like, "Oh hey,
oh, how'd you get here?
Hey, wow, what are you doing here?
Oh my gosh, so I didn't need to come pick you up. Perfect.
Perfect. That's great. Thank God.
Oh my gosh.
That's good. I've been thinking about some.
What?
Said I've been thinking about some stuff that you and I could do while you're here.
Oh.
Just like, I've just been kind of, brewing it up here a little bit.
Yeah.
So we'll figure it out.
Okay. I'm excited.
Cool.
Guys, we love you so much. Thank you for listening to another hour of us chit-chatting. I feel like just FaceTiming with you guys.
I'm so glad we finally got another episode out.
Mm-hmm.
So happy.
Oh my gosh, we forgot to talk about Coachella. How do you feel about it?
I want to go. I want to experience. I want to experience it once.
Okay.
I am not a music festival person. The thought of going to a music festival stresses me out. But the only way that I would ever go to Coachella is if like a brand invited me. That is the only way that I would go. I'm not a camper. I'm not not going to bring my car, have a tarp with like a freaking Gary Coleman grill and a sleeping bag. Like that's just not my vibe. It's never been, never will. Like I will never do that. I'm not a camper. But if a brand were to reach out and be like, hey, we want to send you to Coachella, I'd do it for sure. 100%.
I feel like it's so dumb to be like, that's the way to go. Cause like not everyone can do that, but that is the way to go, because then they probably have wristbands for you. They probably have cars for you, ways to get back and forth between like the actual venue and your Airbnb. Like doing it alone, just as a regular Joe Schmo, I think would be so stressful and
I couldn't even imagine.
So overwhelming.
Facts.
But a part of me is also sad because I feel like it will never not be an influencer festival.
Oh, for sure. Like that's literally what it is. I feel like it's just like, I don't know. I would just want to go to like, just wear a fun, funky outfit, take some pics and go.
Oh my God. It would be
Honestly.
like a trip of a lifetime.
It would be, for sure. And like see some cool headliners and then dip out. But I don't know. That's my thought process of Coachella. That's the only way that I would go. Is if I had a bed and transportation, and if I could leave anytime that I wanted to. If I was stuck there for the whole day without any sort of way to leave, that's when I would freak out. I need an out.
Because it is like kind of in the middle of the desert.
I'm pretty sure. I don't even know where Coachella is. Is that at the same place every year?
I think so.
Isn't it like Arizona or something? Or did I make that up? No, I think
it's
that's
in California.
Oh, perfect.
Arizona?
Sure. I think that's Rolling Loud, isn't it? Or Burning Man.
Burning Man is... I feel like Burning Man might also be in California, or like maybe
Probably.
Mexico. I don't know.
Who knows? I just thought of Arizona because dry, desert.
Yeah. No, it's definitely in the middle of somewhere dry and not in a city. So like, you're right. If you're there, you're probably there. And if you try to get an Uber, I can't imagine trying to get an Uber out there or any kind of car service. Like if any brands are listening, we would love to go, and we would enjoy it a lot.
I want to go on another brand trip.
I bet you do.
I've only been on one.
I want to go on one. My first one.
It's true. Dude, they're so fun. It's so overwhelming, but it's so fun.
Yeah.
If
I love that they like plan everything for you. That's probably
so
what makes it so amazing.
It's so nice. Next time if I ever get an invite and I get a guest, you're coming with me.
Oh my gosh, really?
Mm-hmm.
That's so exciting.
Yeah.
Well, I'd bring you if I got a guest.
Well, I appreciate that.
Duh. I kind of wanted to like ask you to come to the Shiseido event in Atlanta, but I was like, no, that's actually crazy. Like if it was
a Saturday, I would have done it.
I
would have.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, crazy girl.
But it was a it was a Wednesday, so I was like, I can't. That's my busiest day for work, so I can't miss work.
It was kind of odd it being in the middle of the week, but then I'm like, I guess everyone who's going is influencers, so like they probably
don't have
anywhere to be at 9 a.m. Like gotta sign on.
Let me
It's a
take my
tough
lunch
life.
break. Let me go take my lunch break and go to the Shiseido event. Gotta go clock back in. My 15's up.
Oh my
Daggone it.
gosh.
But anyway, y'all go follow our Instagrams. We obviously have our main Instagrams, but then we have the latest BS. And yeah, go follow us. We don't really post unless it's time to broadcast our new episode that's out.
Yeah.
And we have our YouTube too. Hi.
Oh my gosh, we keep forgetting to promote that. Yeah, if you guys don't want to just listen, but you want to see as well, we do an entire recording of the podcast on YouTube, and it's the same thing, just the latest BS.
Mm-hmm.
So cute. I wonder what our stats are looking like. I'm gonna have to jump on there after this and see what's going on, if we're famous yet.
Yeah. we have the ads pouring in.
Yeah, you know what? We might be close. I need to check on that as well. We might be getting close to being monetized.
Oh,
Moving
hey.
up. Moving up.
I love that.
Okay, well, we love you guys so much. Have a great rest of your day. Good night, good morning, all of it.
All right, y'all. Bye.
Bye.